Hello, everyone. It's Veroni and the Love Catalyst here. How are you this evening? How are you? Well, tonight, what I do is I help people shift from breakup to love up so they could attract true love. And I work with women who have given up on love because of toxic relationship, traumatic breakup, women who feel like there is no good man out there and who feel unlucky in love. So my topic tonight is, what's your story? What story are you carrying around? Right? And we all have stories. We all have stories. We all have stories. So with your story, what I'm going to talk about is breakup. Breakup happens. Right? Don't care who you are, breakup happened. It happened to me, it happened to you, it happened to my grandmother, it happened to your grandmother, and it happened to my great-grand, and it's going to happen to my daughter, and whatever in the future. Breakup happened to everyone, right? Nobody's special. You're not special, and I'm not special. Nobody's special. But at the time when the breakup happened, we, of course, think it's the baddest thing in the world. But breakup happens for your protection. It happened for your protection, and you don't know that at that time because you're going through it and you're saying, oh hell, holy hell, how is this crap happening to me, right? But what breakup story are you carrying around? That's my thing. Like, whoever is watching, say hi, please. Say hi. And if you're watching on the replay, press replay. But if you're watching, say hi. And we're talking about stories. What stories are you talking about, right? And some people, right, they carry around their breakup story like it's an Oscar. Anybody they see that will have a long conversation with them, they tell the person their story, what they have been through, what the person have done to them the whole time. Right? They carry it around, and that Oscar or that Grammy, that story that they're carrying around is weighing them down, right? So they tell they tell the person like, hey, this is some of the story. I was with this guy. The guy lived with me the whole entire time, and I pay his bills. I do everything, and he get up and he still leave. Some of the stories, not right? Or you've been with this man for many, many years, and many years you've been with him. You've been asking him to marry you, and he keep on coming up with like, oh, I don't want to get married. I'm not ready. And he come up with all the excuses, and you give him an ultimatum, and you guys break up. And then what happened? He met somebody within 2 weeks. He married the person, right? So you're pissed off, and you're carrying that story around with you. Or you want kids, and the guy said he didn't want kids, and the guy leave. Hi, Jeraine. The guy leave and end up and having kids with somebody else. Or maybe the man cheated on you many times, and you decide to take him back. You decide to work it out with him, and he still get up and he leaves. Some other stories, maybe the guy's in jail. Maybe the guy go through do something. You were by his side during the whole court battle, supporting him, everything. He goes through jail. You were there. You were faithful. You sent him money. You look for him every week. You were just there for him, and he promised that he will marry you. He got out, totally and complete change. He doesn't want to marry you. Actually, he starts to treat you like a piece of shit when he gets out, right? And you've been dedicated towards him the whole entire time. Or, you've been with a man who have a lot of baby mama drama, and you help with the kids, you help support them, you help do everything, leave you, right? Or maybe you were physically abused in the relationship. You were verbally abused. Maybe the person just treats you like a piece of shit. And I am not downplaying anybody's story, because everybody have a story. But my thing is, are you the victim? Are you just holding on to your story just to be a victim? Are you stuck into the victim mode? And because you're stuck into the victim mode, you cannot attract anyone, because who wants to be around anyone who's walking around with their story, feeling their story is just weighing them down? They're just heavy. Right? Because sometimes some women don't want to be around you because they said that person they're just like emotionally damaged. That's what we call them. Me and my friend call them. It's like they're emotionally damaged, and you see them, they just look They have this miserable look on their face. So you don't want to be around them. You don't want to be around, the man don't want to be around nobody who is negative, because your emotional baggage, that story that you're carrying around is repelling people from you. And even when you go on a date, right, and they ask you what happened, you go into this long spell, you spill your guts about what is happening to you. If you're on a date and you're telling the person everything bad that's happened to you, you think the person's going to want to stick around? This person's going to say this person is damaged. And that's the story you're telling. That's the story you're telling, right? So you're stuck. You're heavy. You're heavy because you're carrying around your past fragment of your life. You're stuck. So you're walking around with your memories, your story, like it's a handbag, and everybody you see, you just like show it to them like it's an Oscar. You just win a Grammy. But what you're doing every time you talk about it, is that you're repeating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Every time you talk about it, you're going to make it happen in the past, and not the past. You're going to make it happen in the future, and you're going to make it keep on happening in the future. And what your anger and your resentment is doing is causing you emotional stress. You're creating your own emotional suicide. And as I said this before, holding on to anger and to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. So you're holding on to everything what your partner did to you, and your partner is out there enjoying his life, and you're here stuck. You can't attract a man because you're stuck, because you're walking around heavy, right? You're walking around heavy. What love hold no records of wrongdoing. And you're walking around with this heavy load that's weighing you down. And no man and you're wondering why you can't attract somebody? Because no man don't want anybody who's heavy, who's negative, who's a complainer, who blames everybody for everything, especially when your story has been over for years and you're still walking around with it. You don't get over anything. So they're wondering, what if you're in a relationship that you will never get over anything? So if you want to move from being a victim, if you want to move where you're going to use your love lesson, use your story and turn it into love lessons instead of being a victim, call me. And I know maybe you're there thinking about, why would I call a coach? Why would I call a love coach? That's because you've been doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result. That's the reason why you're single, because you haven't had anyone to help you, and you need somebody to help you. So you stop walking around being a victim to your story. You need to use your story as lessons, as testimony for your life. You need to come out at the other end of being a hero instead of being a victim. And that's the difference. That's what I could help you with. So if you're ready to stop being stuck, if you're ready to live or to have a healthy, committed relationship, give me a call. Give me a call. I'm going to put my link right above so you could book a discovery call with me. So you need to move from being a victim to being a hero of your story. Come on, book that discovery call with me. All right. This is Veroni Anderson, the Love Catalyst, and I'll see you tomorrow. Love, light, and positive energy. Stop being a victim and decide to be a hero of your story. Hero. All right? Hero. Good night.